windows, you need Renewal by Andersen because they only do windows. They're experts, no subcontractors.
Nurse, if we're operating on the left ventricle, is that my left or his left?
His left.
His left, my right?
No, you're right.
Let's start from the bottom up, please.
Renewal by Andersen's hassle-free, energy-efficient, low-maintenance windows with a professional perfect fit. They won't leave you hanging.
Doctor, where are you going?
In proctology speak, I'm pooped. Just leave him as he is and I'll try again tomorrow.
For a perfect fit, call 605-341-7831. That's 605-341-7831. Renewal by Andersen of South Dakota.
If you're grilling this weekend, be sure to have plenty of Village Hearth buns on hand. Fancy equipment and secret sauces are great, but once you've mastered the basics, it's all about the bun. Your perfectly grilled hamburgers and hot dogs deserve the best, and with several varieties to choose from, including unsliced old-fashioned, classic white, wheat, Pennsylvania Dutch potato, and flavorful gourmet onion, the bakers at Village Hearth have the buns your family will love. Village Hearth Buns, baking our best for you.
Black Hills Community Bank wants you to know that now may be the best time to refinance, purchase, or even build a brand new home. With rates this low, Black Hills Community Bank is well positioned to be your local partner. They are your home loans bank with local originators, underwriting, processing, and closings. They challenge themselves to close every loan on time. This may be the time to think about home ownership or refinancing with Black Hills Community Bank in Rapid City and Spearfish. Online at bhcbank.com. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City. We are Fox Sports!
And here's what you need to know.
The NFL says 100% capacity is expected at all NFL stadiums this season, according to NFL media. 30 of the 32 teams already have approval for full capacity stadiums at the start of preseason. The remaining two, Denver and Indianapolis, are on track for that as well. NFL analyst and former quarterback Chris Sims says he knows of two destinations disgruntled Falcons receiver Julio Jones would like to be traded to. That would be the Tennessee Titans and the New England Patriots, as Jones looks to get out of Atlanta. Some breaking hockey news as well. Icon Wayne Gretzky has stepped down from his role with the Edmonton Oilers, effective immediately. And according to multiple sources, Gretzky will join TNT as a hockey analyst this next season. The Knicks list Nerlens Noel as questionable for Wednesday's Game 2 against the Hawks because of a sprained right ankle. Phillies have placed Bryce Harper on the 10-day injured list with a bruised forearm. I'm Deb Carson.
It's time for the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, live interviews, and local sports. Exclusively on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. And streaming online right now at foxsportsrapidcity.com. From the biggest national names to the hottest local stories, welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
Good Tuesday afternoon to you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. How you doing? Solid? I hope so. The Nate Brown Show's back. It's always a great day in the Black Hills. We're live on Fox Sports Rapid City, 106.7 FM, 1150 AM. Thanks for checking in on the radio. Bring us up on YouTube, The Nate Brown Show. You can find us there. Watch the live in-studio camera feed, and on Twitter as well, at Nate Brown Show. Great content today. Great guests today. A lot to cover. DraftKings putting out the college football season win totals. I love this. I love looking at it. Which programs are going to go where? The season win totals with DraftKings. We got that. The top college basketball recruiting classes ranked right now by 24/7. There's some really good stuff today. No, I'm not going to spend all 2 hours with reaction from Aaron Rodgers and what he said last night to Kenny Mayne. We'll touch on it a couple of minutes. Not going to spend all 2 hours, so we got a lot to cover on a Tuesday. The Nate Brown Show brought to you in part by Black Hills Urgent Care, where me and my family go to try and get better. If you come down with sickness, You got to get into Black Hills Urgent Care, and they'll get you feeling better quicker. 2 locations. Their clinic's safe and clean, and they're on Haynes Avenue and in Bacon Park, Mountain View Road on the west side. Open 7 days a week now. Black Hills Urgent Care, here to care for this community. Walk in or schedule online on your phone like me. Avoid the wait. You don't have to wait at all. Schedule right there at bhucare.com with the letter U, bhucare.com. Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better. So let's tell you about the show on this Tuesday, and we'll provide some thought-provoking sports talk. At least we'll try. We'll do our best. We've got Craig Maddock going to drop by from Sioux Falls in the early slot today. Craig Maddock, and a primetime hitter, South Dakota Public Broadcasting, longtime sports broadcaster, Sioux Falls. I got a lot to cover with Craig. We're going to revisit what we discussed a little bit yesterday. If you missed parts of yesterday's show, the state track meet and the story behind the state track meet out here in the Black Hills, we're going to touch on that. Craig Maddock on the way. Daniel Tatrell's in tonight, Rapid City Rush, down to the final 5 games. They've got some more at home here, and it's tough right now. They can't afford a loss. They don't want Utah to win. Tough situation when it comes to this playoff race. The Rush just need to win out and hope things go well on the other side with Utah getting beat. We'll talk to Coach Tatrell straight ahead as they split with Indy here this past week. Also, Vikings writer for Sports Illustrated, Will Ragatz. We've had him before. He's really good. He's got some interesting breakdown of the Minnesota Vikings. Some position players have been ranked. How good is Dalvin Cook? How good is Adam Thielen? How good is Justin Jefferson compared to the rest of the NFL? So these star offensive players have been ranked. Will Ragatz will break it down, how they compare to the NFL at those positions. SI.com, Vikings writer, he's on tap. Former NFL scout tonight. We will touch on the Aaron Rodgers thing a little bit later tonight with Dan Shonka, former NFL scout. And I just want to get his perspective as he's been in the front office. He's been working with GMs, the whole thing back in the day with the Eagles, with Washington. He's been around the bend. Dan Shonka, former NFL scout, OurLads.com. He is live tonight, as well as Keith Smith covering the NBA playoffs tonight. NBA writer, Yahoo Sports. Keith Smith going to stop by as well. A lot to get to. A lot of great guests across the board. Let's get you the number. Be a part of the program. You can join us today. 720-1067 is our number. 720-1067. Be a part of the show there and on the Barron's Wilson text line. 720-1067. The Barron's Wilson listener text line for you. Direct text the show. 720-1067. Okay. Question of the day, I want to start with this, and I want to get down to the bottom of it. I really want to try and get down to the bottom of it. I had an experience this past weekend so I'm going to these soccer tournaments, okay? A lot of fun. I'm okay. It's official. I'm a soccer dad now, okay? So, I'm in it. I'm in the middle of it. I'm grinding. We're having a lot of fun, and I go to these tournaments. There is one consistent theme. I've told you that this is going to happen in South Dakota high school football. Okay, I've told you this is happening already in South Dakota high school football. And now I go to these tournaments. Now, I've been to Wyoming. I've been to Montana. I've been to Sioux Falls. Okay? These soccer tournaments. Why am I telling you about my background with this? I'm not going to get it and break down the soccer games. Don't worry. I am going to tell you one thing that's consistent. There are not enough officials. This is a problem that's not just like, South Dakota might have a shortage here. There are not enough officials. I don't care whether it's soccer, whether it's football. The officials are just not in a high enough number. And let me tell you, there's more games. There's more games than ever. And there's less officials. I think, again, we're walking this line of, we'll always have officials or we'll have this. And the story goes, we expect the games that we go to, football, high school football games on Friday nights, to be officiated really, really well, right? We expect really good officiating. I mean, if you see a lot of the fans, they expect really good officiating. Let me tell you, you expect a lot, really good officiating. You may not have enough officials just to even make things work. And what I've seen over the weekends at soccer tournaments is there are now a lot of kids that are stepping into those roles because hey, I'll earn some extra dough, and I guess I'll try this referee thing on for size. And I'm seeing less adults. There are some adults. I'm seeing less adults. And so we have this gap. There's the average age of officials in their 50s, and maybe some say in their 60s, officials in their 50s, 60s. And then there's a big gap. You know where it is? It's in that younger group, in that 30s, maybe even in that 40s. You don't see very many, even in the 20s, right? You don't see hardly any in the 20s. Then there's a big gap, and you're seeing high school kids that are saying, hey, I know the game, I'm going to try and do this, and so I'll just do it for kicks. Yet then the folks that are watching the games expect perfection, and we got a little bit of an issue because you know what happens then? You know what happens? The high school kids that are reffing games, whatever sport it may be, pick up basketball in the summer at some of these travel basketball leagues or soccer or whatever it may be, the high school kids ref, and then what happens? People go nuts. Unfortunately, I will tell you, people go nuts. And then do you think they're going to grow into their 20s and 30s having the interest and passion? That's fun. That was a lot of fun. That was a great experience. That's the issue. And we're just going to keep on cutting everybody off at the knees. We have an official shortage, I'm telling you, across many states. And so I just want to get down to the bottom of it. What do you think is really holding people back from being an official? What do you think is really holding people back from being an official in South Dakota? Football, basketball, soccer, baseball, softball, whatever it may be. What do you think is really holding people back from doing it? I kind of told you the layout. There's older refs that are kind of calling it quits. Then there's a massive gap of younger adults that aren't doing it. The high school kids will step in. They'll try it. They get yelled at. Then we got a big problem moving forward. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
You know, it's kind of funny, Nate. And there's a pattern to this official thing. Now, you go down to Omaha. I know people hate it when I talk about the greatest city for high school sports. But let's go.
You haven't mentioned Omaha
reality.
For a while, by the way.
We had five, I think there's 8 now, soccer clubs in the late 60s, early 70s. If a parent was to open its mouth, and it's still this way because I got friends down there, they boot you right away. You yell at an official, they boot you right away.
Right, not much warning?
My kids
not
spent
much
a year
warning?
in Arkansas. My kids down in Arkansas. Nate, they play teams from Florida, Georgia, Tennessee. I mean, it's a rounded group. There's like 6 states. They play almost every weekend. Again, you open your mouth, you're gone. Now let's go to South Dakota, where I've ruined many a lives in Little League basketball. 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade basketball. I don't know how many of them dreams I crushed.
Come on now.
Because I wasn't perfect.
All right.
It has nothing to do with the money, Nate. In the generation that's not reffing, those are the ones that want that perfection.
That's interesting.
On TV.
Yeah, I think you might be right on that.
I know I'm right, Nate. I'm old. I've seen it. Nate, when I got to get in fights at Little League games, now it's been a couple years, but that last kid that was 29 years old, and it was in a minor baseball game, which means, Nate, they're like 7, 8 years old. I ruined his kid's no-hitter.
Yeah, right.
He actually
right.
met me outside the gate. That was his first mistake.
Now, I got to say this, though. I got to say, I go to a lot of games, as you know, okay? I go to a lot of games.
Yeah.
There's a handful, in my opinion, that do this. I don't think most people do it, right?
No.
Right?
They don't, but they let the ones that do it. And that's where we're getting confused. Let's have one set of rules. Nate, when they call me to do a kids' basketball tournament on a Sunday morning, begging me and paying me double, this was at a fifth grade deal. I walk in, I looked at the coaches, I knew them. I tell the lady at the front, taking the money, I go, you watch. First 30 seconds, I'm going to have 2 technicals.
Come on.
All right, the tip-off. The kid takes 2 steps and dribbles. I call traveling. Bobby Knight's main assistant for 70 years, who looks like he's 30, comes busting out onto the court, Nate. He walks out there like 10 foot. And I go, hey, Bobby Knight. Boom, I tee him up. I go, you leave the bench, you're done. And you figured the other coach would notice that. No, he comes out on the court a couple plays later. And I'm like, are you people idiots or what? It's fifth grade basketball.
Well, I'm telling you, a handful. I do believe that a handful ruins it. So you're going to tell me your answer is fan abuse is the number one problem. You believe that?
Yes.
You believe that?
And you need to eject them. I don't care if it's a coach pitch baseball game. Eject them. Nate, 2 things happen. A, you're going to get embarrassed, and the guy probably will never do it again. Or lady. There's some ladies out there, let me tell you. And number 2, it's letting everybody know, hey, we as a board, I'll just use Timberline. We as a group at Timberline are not going to tolerate this.
Yeah.
But no, they won't do it. And
Zero tolerance policy is what you're saying. And some people say, yeah, you got to give them warnings or this and that.
Nate, did your dad give you warnings when you screwed up as a kid?
Not much, I don't think. I don't.
Okay, now let's go back to the school where everybody wins. Everybody's special. No, you're not. You got to lay it down. You got to lay it down, Nate.
I got you. I appreciate it. Thanks for reffing, by the way. I'll tell you. I appreciate that.
Buddy.
Thanks for getting in.
One of your games in church softball.
All right. I'm out. I'm retired. Okay? I'm retired.
No.
I appreciate it. Thanks for getting in. That's my question of the day. What do you think is holding people back from becoming sports officials? That's my question of the day today, because I've seen you're seeing this now. It's not just a South Dakota thing. It's a thing. It's a thing. And it's not just a football thing, a basketball thing. It's a soccer thing. And there is in my opinion, a missing generation of refs. I believe there's a missing generation of refs, and that's where you're coming up with this shortage. Let's see here. Listener text 720-1067 on the Barons-Wilson text line. Listener text, there is a strong mindset that trickles down from the higher level sports fans. Like this, I've paid my money. I can say what I want. Those that are officiating are not doing it for the money, Nate, but some of the stuff we hear is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get down to the bottom of here. I haven't seen people go too berserk, but I go to a lot of high school games, then I go to a lot of youth games now. There's some rough behavior, especially at high school. I've seen a lot of rough behavior at high school. Not as bad at the youth events I've been to, but I've seen it. I went to Little League baseball games a couple of years ago. Little rough. Little League baseball. Volunteer umps. Little rough. Thanks for calling. You're live today, and you go ahead.
What's up, Nate? How you doing today, man?
What's up, brother?
Hey, question of the day answer for me would be that it's kind of a twofold. One is definitely the parents get a little bit out of hand, but, I mean, you're right. Some of it gets kind of quelched pretty quick by other parents who are just like, hey, man, we're just watching some kids play ball.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, if you got that going on. But I know I started reffing as soon as I could.
You did.
Playing
You
soccer.
did. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely. And I reffed all the way up until about 4 or 5 years ago. And one of the reasons why I did stop was because of the parents just being outrageous. But
is that right? Now, this is a good example.
Absolutely.
This is a good example. I say you didn't like that situation anymore. You said I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah, well, I mean, in a field across from me, and this wasn't here, this was in Colorado, a guy got pretty severely beaten by another parent who just, I mean, and when people are taking it that serious, that's a little bit of a joke. But I think the other thing is, as far as this generation goes, I mean, I didn't grow up poor or anything. Let me tell you, I'm a privileged person, but my parents didn't say, what was it that you wanted? Let me go get it for you. They said, what was it that you wanted? Go out there and work for it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways that I could work for it was to go out there and, I mean, I made, when you're a kid and you're making $15 a game, that's $15 an hour. That's pretty decent.
No, that's
in
right.
1994, you know?
But
and then,
that's what I say. The young kids, I'm seeing that still. I'm seeing younger kids do it, and then they bail. And I'm saying we got a missing generation. I believe that.
And I think that the final little point on this particular topic would be that it's pretty time consuming. I mean, let me tell you, it helped my game tremendously. I mean, I ended up going on to play some pretty elite ball in the soccer world, and a lot of the reason why I was a good player was because of my referee training. So I think they're missing out on that. But,
I believe that.
But it's also very much time consuming. I mean, if you want to move up in levels, you got to keep taking courses, and then you're out there like, when we'd go to a tournament, I'm reffing 2 games, and then I play a game, and then I'm reffing 2 games, and then I'll play another game.
That's a killer. That's a killer.
Mean, of course, you got nothing but legs when you're a kid, but you know how it is.
No, it's still a killer. Soccer's tough, man. Good stuff, Brett. I appreciate it. That's good perspective.
Yeah, you bet, man.
Appreciate you getting in. Interesting perspective. I mean, I'm hearing from refs, okay, on the text line here, on the Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar line. I'm hearing from refs. I reffed basketball. That's what I've reffed. Basketball. And I really didn't care when people yelled. That's what's interesting about me, is I really didn't care. Now, if I kept doing it year after year after year, I did it a couple of years when I was in high school. Okay, I did it a couple of years. That was when I was high school. Maybe I would have grown weary of that. The people yelling at me didn't bother me, or players yelling or attitudes. That didn't bother me. But what I'm seeing in our question of the day, 48% say fan abuse is holding people back from reffing. 48%. I gave them 3 other options: time, pay, and passion. But it's 48% say fan abuse. That's a problem. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Yeah, I think we're losing referees and umpires, same reason we're losing coaches, parents and fans. They're just obnoxious, and they're all about, my kid's the best, and my kid can do what he wants. And
it's a handful, though, right? I mean, it's a handful that ruins it, right?
No. I mean, it's not a handful. When you run coaches out year after year in a certain town in the Northern Hills, and they're good coaches, they're good people. And one was too nice was the reason they ran the coach out.
Oh.
Yeah,
I do say that.
And
people kind of get going,
Well, exactly. And another one was a little too mean. And I'm like, seriously? I'm like, I just think we baby our kids way too much. And a kid that can be coached by every type of coach is going to end up being a good athlete. And if she goes or he goes on to college, he'll make it.
Yeah, I buy that. I believe in different coaches. I really do. Players, coaches, hard-nosed coaches. You got to learn. That's adults. That's people.
But it's a parent. That's what our whole society is, a parenting problem right now, Nate. It's just we bring our kids up to think you deserve everything, and you don't deserve anything. You got to work for it. And, we don't all finish first. There's first and there's last, and there's in between. And until you figure that out, the real world, it gets mom and dad can't take care of you anymore. Can't fight your battles for you anymore. So you might want to figure it out by then, because you're going to get up and you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah, I got you on that. I believe that. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Take care.
Thanks for getting in. I appreciate that. I mean, here's the thing. When's the last time we've thanked a coach? When's the last time we've thanked a coach? Or thanked an official? I mean, I really try and do that, honestly. I'm not, goody two-shoes here. But I try and take some of this. I say, I look at it. I do this every day. I look at the shortages. We're running out of football refs. I go to these soccer tournaments. We're running out of soccer refs. Thank some folks. That kind of goes a long way. Let's take another one. Thanks for getting in. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate. How are you? Loving the show. Loving sports in general. My name is Stretch Armstrong. I'm doing a cold open here for the Not Even a show. I'm one of Murky's minions.
I don't know who that guy is. I don't know who that guy is. All right. That's the question of the day. Let me ask you about this. Fan abuse is at 48%. Not enough time, 17%. Not enough pay, 16%. No passion, 18%. Okay, so what do you think's really holding people back from becoming a sports official? Okay, what do you think it is? Fan abuse, 48%. And then it's just those other three pretty low numbers. I will tell you, those other options are real. Not enough time. That's what people say. There's never enough time for anything, right? Never enough time for anything. I don't have enough time for this, and I'm going to have to ref. And that's why I'll just point this out. Thank officials, thank coaches that are spending time coaching your kids and then spending time officiating games of your kids. I do think we lose sight of that. I think sometimes think it's about me, it's about us, it's about our kids. It's getting harder and harder to find quality coaches that will spend that amount of time coaching your kids, okay? We need to appreciate that. There's great coaches. There's good coaches. There's some bad coaches. I get it. Not everybody's great. But appreciate that side of it and the officiating. Same story. You think the folks officiating just, oh, yeah, I'm just doing this for the pay? I don't think so. Spending a lot of time officiating for our kids as well. Interesting stuff. Let me see this one. I would love to ref. I wouldn't get paid enough to miss work, and I would rather be out hunting on weekends and in the fall ice fishing in the winter. So I understand that. So you tell me it's paid? I think pay might have might factor in a little bit. I don't think pay's number one. I didn't get bothered by the fan abuse. I didn't get bothered by the fan abuse. But I didn't ref a long time either. I'm about ready to do it again. It's one of those things. Soccer club said, hey, we need refs. I was one of the first. I'm like, I might have to do this. Do what I'm preaching here. Am I going to be able to step up and ref? I don't know enough about soccer. I better get to work. Craig Maddox on the way. South Dakota Public Broadcasting live from Sioux Falls. His take on the state track meet locations. The Black Hills get it 1 year. Sioux Falls gets it twice. We're on a 2-1 cycle. I'm worried it's going to be an all Sioux Falls thing, and I'll tell you why as we get Craig Maddox on next.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show. Remember to follow us on Twitter at Nate Brown Show and like us on Facebook by searching Fox Sports Rapid City.
We have all learned lately that our homes are our sanctuaries. And at Renewal by Andersen, many people invest in our windows to keep out the bitter cold. But they're often thrilled when it's blazing hot outside and their Renewal by Andersen windows are keeping their homes so cool with much lower utility bills. Renewal by Andersen windows make life at home so much more comfortable, whether it's 10 degrees below zero or 100. We can't control outside, but we sure can inside. Invest in your home now with Renewal by Andersen. You'll be glad you did.
Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair is your local hail damage repair specialist with over 20 years of experience restoring cars to their pre-hail condition. Don't lose 30% of your resale value by having a body shop repaint it. Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair offers better resale value, has quick turnaround, and includes a lifetime guarantee on their work. The guys at Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair are trusted locals with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, offering free estimates and are conveniently located downtown. Remember them when it hails.
This month, get 2.99% for 60 months on select models. Driving a certified Toyota gets you a 12-month, 12,000-mile limited comprehensive warranty, a 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty, plus 7 years of roadside assistance. See Denny Menholtz Toyota for all the details. At Denny Menholtz Auto Group, we buy cars. Did you know that vehicles are in high demand? Due to limited inventory, your vehicle has never been worth more. Stop by any of our Rapid City Denny Menholtz dealerships and either sell or trade today. Located off I-90 on East Mall Drive. Drive in today.
Hey, parents of local athletes, we all know you gotta put in the work to get better, and Physio is ready to help your athlete improve their strength, conditioning, and athletic ability. Physio's summer strength and conditioning program starts June 7th, and this year they're kicking it off with the first ever Black Hills Athlete Performance Combine, testing to find out where you're at and where you can improve. Open to area athletes grades 6 through 12. Register for the Combine and Physio's strength and conditioning summer program right now at bhphysio.com.
One of the best attributes of a trust is that you get to say how you want things to happen.
I think that is one thing we set ourselves apart in, is really getting to know people.
We get really involved with people as far as what their needs are and what their family is like.
In the end, it's all about our clients, our customers. It's about how we can make things best for them. They aren't a number, they're a person. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local.
For nearly 100 years, Connex has been providing the know-how and materials to help their neighbors grow. Through partnerships with builders, homeowners, and contractors, Connect Home Centers have impacted our communities, making them stronger and safer through support of local organizations and neighborhood beautification projects. Improving the quality of life for others is important to us. We are Connect Home Center, your hometown lumberyard lending a helping hand in building our communities since 1928.
Hi, it's Colin Coward. Great to be in the Black Hills. Getting the herd weekdays 10 to 1 on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports.
Welcome back in on a Tuesday. Thanks for being a part of the program. The Nate Brown Show live on Fox Sports Rapid City. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. We're live weekdays 4 to 6. Former NFL scout. He's been in the front office. I want to get his experience in dealing with these off-season things that these teams are now dealing with, from the Packers to the Falcons. Dan Shonka, he's former NFL scout. Dan Shonka, now with Our Lads, does a great job. We'll talk to Dan. He was with the Eagles. He was with Washington. He's on the way. Will Ragatz, Vikings writer, Sports Illustrated, breaking down some key offensive players for the Vikings and where they rank in their positions compared to others. Interesting stuff today from Will Ragatz, Vikings writer, SI. Here's Craig Maddock, South Dakota Public Broadcasting, sports broadcaster from Sioux Falls. Craig, you're ready for the summer. How are you?
I'm good. I'm looking forward to what Will says about my Vikings, since I'm a Vikings season ticket holder.
Yes.
I will be eagerly waiting to hear what Will has to say about my team.
I am on the I'm pretty high on the Vikings. And we'll see. I've been called a homer here for the Vikings. I can't win, Craig. I can't win. I mean, I'm a Broncos Kool-Aid drinker. I'm a Broncos hater. I'm a Vikings homer. I'm a Kirk Cousins lover. I mean, it's just I'm just all over the map. But that's okay.
There's only so many people that can wear that many hats, and I know you do a great job with
That is right. Let me ask you about my question of the day here. I want to get down to the bottom of this. I go to soccer events. I was just out in Sioux Falls. Consistent theme, not in just soccer, but in other sports that we see now, and in other states, not just in South Dakota. There's an official shortage. I mean, we're waiting at soccer games for officials. You know who shows up? A 16-year-old kid, which is great. I enjoy that. It's good. They learn. There's a missing generation of refs. Refs are 50s and 60s. They're going to get ready to call it quits. And then there's a missing gap because then the high schoolers do it. They step up for the extra money, and then they get yelled at, and then I think they bail as they get into college and after that. I think there's a missing generation of refs. What's the real reason holding people back from reffing? What is it?
Well, soccer, it's a little different than the rest of the sports because I believe with when it comes to soccer, I think we have some really good young teenagers who can officiate soccer because they have played it, where most of the parents, they haven't even kicked a soccer ball. So
what do you mean? We act like we're refs. Okay. Anyway.
Well, yes, but but when it comes to soccer, I over the years I've seen some really good teenagers and those late teenagers, early 20s who've been in the sport a long time, know the rules, and I think they do a pretty good job. Now, when it comes to I think specifically basketball is our biggest problem. I think the biggest problem is officials won't do it, or we can't recruit more is because of the yelling that they get, the attention that fans put on them during ball games.
Okay.
And I think that scares them away, and I really believe that has to come from coaches and administrators at events, that if fans getting if they're getting out of the way, if they're getting in the way they're acting, I think it's up to the coach and administration of that school to calm down these the fans and the parents over what's going on. Because I think for the most part, we all agree, we've all been there. You got a handful of parents who are a pain in the ass, but nobody will say anything to them because they live in that same town. It has to come by the administration and coaches to eventually come up to them and say, hey, all right, you're being a pain in the you-know-what. It's time for you to stop it, mainly to protect not only the game itself, but, to help out the officials. Because they're not doing it for the money. They're not doing it for the money. They're doing it for the love of the game.
Yeah,
and
I
being
believe
a part
that.
of the game.
I believe that. My answers have been mainly fan abuse, which is what you just said. 48% of people say fan abuse. 18% say not enough time to commit. A lot of people say, I don't have enough time. 16% say not enough pay. I'm going to ask you this. When it comes down to it, we're going to have a football referee shortage. We're having to move games and everything in this state. So you talk about basketball. I've seen umps, they volunteer. There's young umps that even do Little League games. I've seen them get yelled at. When it comes down to it, I look at it and say, okay, what are we going to do moving forward? Because, Greg, there's more games and less officials. I mean, all these tournaments, all these things that are going on, there's more events every weekend, more games, there's less officials. Do you think a zero tolerance policy is the real deal? You said we gotta nip it. Some people say zero tolerance is over the top, meaning you're booted out of that game if you're yelling at refs.
I'm not going that far where you're going to get booted. I think for at least the first time or for a time, I mean, we all know which parent is going to be the pain, okay? We all know which parent sitting in the stands is going to be the one that makes a fool of themselves. And eventually it comes down to, a neighbor, the person sitting next to that person, or whether it's a male or female, because I've seen some females go crazy just as bad as males, that you have to tell them, stop. I think a lot of us are afraid to do it for fear of retribution. It has happened to me. And so, once you get yelled back at by that person, then you're maybe not going to do it to the next person that starts getting a little obnoxious at a ball game.
Mm-hmm. I do get that. I mean, people don't like confrontation for the most part, and some
Right.
people flying off the handle already.
We're just there to enjoy the game, have some popcorn, and have a great evening.
You said a handful. I do believe that, too. I do believe it's a handful that really, everybody kind of says, oh, all sports parents are bad. No, that's not the case. That's not the case. I go to a lot of games. I don't yell at refs. It's not that hard. I'm competitive as
I
heck.
never have either. I have never yelled at an official. Never have.
I'm competitive as heck, but and I don't see a ton of it, but I do see high school basketball games. It gets wild. It gets wild at some high school basketball games, but it is mainly a handful, and then a few others start popping. I'm going to ask you, you think when it comes down to it, the missing generation I talk about, Craig, is 30s, 40s even. That's where it seems like we're short, honestly, because I used to ref in high school, and then I haven't ref for a while. People that have families, the whole thing, I think that's where we're short. People are going to retire, and I don't think there's young enough people to fill it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Nate. I'm looking at families today where families are trying to do more things maybe together. I mean, I deal with other things with volunteers, and most of the time they say, gee, my kids are busy doing this and that, and if I take another night doing something, they just don't want to do it. And I can understand that. I refereed Church League softball in the league for over 20 years, and different classes. The top divisions to the lowest divisions, and I would come home after reffing four games in one night, just completely emotionally drained because of the amounts of not necessarily taunting, but because when I was reffing, you were behind the plate and you had to do the bases. So it's one of those where you're busting your hump. You're running out in front of the plate when the ball is hit, and you're trying to make calls in the outfield when it's dark. And you know what? You're not going to make every one.
It's stressful. Stressful, right?
But a lot of the players thought they were in the majors. And they were just one step away from making a bunch of money. So, but the old saying is, well, if it's too hot in the kitchen, get out. Well, I'm not necessarily all for that. We're in there for the love of the game and to enjoy an evening out.
Yeah, and I get that. I think the fan yelling is really affecting people. I really do. It never affected me. It really didn't. It really didn't. So I don't know what the deal was there, but well, I get yelled at on this show too, so maybe that's just part of the territory. I'm just used to it. Craig Maddock on tonight, South Dakota Public Broadcasting from Sioux Falls. Last quick one. State track meets this weekend. We got it out here. Double A's in Sturgis, A's in Spearfish, B's in Rapid City. A lot of discussion that hotel space is limited. Memorial Day weekend out here. The Black Hills people are traveling like crazy. I'm hearing a lot of things that teams have had a tough time getting some spots, having to go to some dorms at the colleges. And then I'm wondering, okay, what does that mean for Rapid City and the Black Hills hosting a state track meet? I've heard East River sometimes thinks maybe this should all be in Sioux Falls.
Well, one issue, Memorial Day weekend in the hills, that's tough because you're right. The tourism dollars, you're being invaded this weekend, which is great. One of the other issues is dealing with when you put all three classes together on Saturday, it's too cramped in Rapid City. It is really cramped. I hear constantly that they don't like going to Rapid on Saturday because the facility is too cramped, where Sioux Falls, it gets kind of busy there too, but that's the biggest complaint I hear about Rapid City. I think folks love going to Rapid, but when it comes to the Saturday morning for the finals, it is so cramped, there's not a lot of space for folks.
We'll keep our eye on that story. That is the story behind the state track meet. I'm gonna keep on that because I still want it out here. I think it's important. Rapid City and Sioux Falls to rotate that state track meet. Craig Maddock on tonight. Find him on Twitter at Craig Maddock. Always great, man. Thanks a lot.
See you, Nate.
All right, appreciate it. Craig Maddock on tonight here on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City, live from Sioux Falls. We'll touch on that a little bit more, the state track meet scenario. I'll tell you what's going on if you missed it yesterday. Coming back with Keith Smith, Yahoo Sports NBA writer. We'll break down some of the playoffs, some big games tonight next.
From high school to college to the pros, this is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch the TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Scott Carlson right here in Rapid City, and I can switch you over and you can start saving today. Me and my team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. It's easy to switch and save. Just call me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson. Want the real deal? Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get away from it all in the great outdoors for lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. We make your RV experience fun and easy by providing you with a quality recreational vehicle, competitive pricing, and professional sales and service. Our large inventory of fifth-wheelers, travel trailers, toy haulers, and live-in horse trailers allows us to save our customers thousands of dollars compared to most dealers. Stop by and see us at Dakota Discount RV, 3330 East Mall Drive across from Cabela's and on JB Road, Blackhawk.
The doctors and staff at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center have provided expert bone, joint, and muscle care to patients in the Black Hills area since 1976. Whether you're an elite athlete, a weekend warrior, or just want to continue your active lifestyle, the orthopedic experts at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center will help you stay in the game. Don't let an injury keep you from doing the things you love. Trust the team at Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you. Learn more at bhosc.com.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. Packed lineup tonight. Packed lineup, good stuff. Question of the day, people sounding off on that. Do you believe in a zero-tolerance policy for fans yelling at refs, meaning you're yelling, you're gone? I think most of you fans are going to say, that's a little over the top. I think most fans are going to say it's a little over the top because sometimes it's tough to determine, okay, what's over the top, what's not. But I will say fan abuse being the number one thing that's holding refs back is what you're saying. What's holding people back from becoming an official? 49% of you say fan abuse now. 49%. Some other people checking in on not enough time, not enough pay, not enough passion. But 49% say it's the fan abuse. By the way, there's a story out today on NBA refs that have had to go into therapy. NBA refs that have had to go into therapy, the yelling from the players, the grind of the schedule, just that whole emotional toll. NBA refs, that was just in GQ. I was reading that today. Let's talk NBA playoffs. 3 big games tonight, starting with the Celtics and Nets. NBA writer who covers the Celts, Yahoo Sports, Keith Smith, here on the Nate Brown Show. Keith, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
What do you think of that? First thing, I saw that story today. NBA refs and getting therapy. I saw that saying it's just a really, really stressful job. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I can see that. I think, when you have anywhere, around 20,000 people at night screaming at you and, calling you every name in the book and unfortunately sometimes going beyond that, we've seen, behavior like that. I can understand why some of them, might have some things to talk through.
Do players today, Keith, you covered the league, do players today make it a big deal more than they used to? I feel like as I watch the NBA, it's every call almost. It's almost every single call somebody's complaining.
Yeah, I think there is, more of it today than we've seen in the past. I think also they let them play a lot less than they used to. They've tried to legislate a lot of the contact out of the game to some extent and those kind of things, and that's, caused some of the frustration. There isn't the, ability for players to kind of handle things on the court the way they used to, and the officials are the ones that have to take care of that. And then that, ultimately leads to frustration with the referees.
Yeah, it feels that way. I think some of the players that make it a big deal sure doesn't help, because then the fans think, it's a big deal, and everybody thinks the NBA refs do a terrible job. That's a thankless job there, being an NBA official. That story's out today. Keith, let's talk this series. Celtics are outmanned here. What do you see with the Nets-Celtics series?
Yeah, Boston can keep it close. They've got things that they can go to that'll work against the Nets defense to allow them to stay in games and things like that. We saw that happen in game one. The question is going to be can they get over the hump? They missed a great opportunity to win game one. The Nets did not play as well as they usually do. Boston just shot it very, very poorly and missed a really good chance to steal one and maybe make this slightly different series, because then the Nets would have been playing from behind. It would have had pressure on them. So now we'll see. I picked the Nets in 5. I'm not going to move off that. I think the talent gap, especially with Jaylen Brown being out, it's just too wide between these two teams.
I got a little question here for you. We're going to see both these players tonight. Jason Tatum for the Celtics had a nice season. And then Anthony Davis for the Lakers tonight. He got outplayed in that game against the Suns on Sunday. Somebody asked me, next year, who would you want, Keith? Tatum or Anthony Davis? I thought the lock was Anthony Davis. I'm not so sure. What's your pick?
Yeah, I would tend to lean Anthony Davis because I think his highest highs are higher than Tatum's can be. My challenge is with Anthony Davis, all but a couple seasons of his career, he's been injury prone. So for that reason, I lean towards Jason Tatum. Other than the time he missed this year when he had COVID, he's been extremely durable. He doesn't miss games. He plays through bumps and bruises. He wants to be out there all the time. So I'm going to lean towards Jason Tatum because I'm a big believer in the best ability being availability.
Okay. Keith Smith, NBA writer, talking NBA playoffs. Follow him on Twitter. A good follow at Keith Smith NBA. Speaking of the Lakers and Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, he had a bad game. It's sometimes he seems like he's just not going 100%. I don't know what it is. Lakers need this one tonight. How do you see this series tonight? Suns, Lakers.
Yeah, this is almost a must-win for the Lakers. Falling behind 2-0 in a series makes it really, really tough. Now, they're going back home, so they at least have that to lean on if they lose tonight. But, yeah, Anthony Davis, I thought this might be a little bit of a tough series on him. The Suns have a bunch of guys that are about 6'6" to 6'9" that they can throw against Davis. And what Davis still doesn't like at this point in his career is he wants to get to his 1 to 2 dribble pull-up jump shots quite a bit. And when you put a smaller guy on him, they can disrupt his dribble. They get up in underneath him. They make it really hard on him to get to his spots on the floor, and that makes it tough. He doesn't like those guys who close out, contest. They're tight to his body. And the Suns have a whole bunch of different guys that they can throw at him that do that, and that makes it hard on him. So I thought this might be a little bit of a rough series for him to get going.
Okay, the Suns, are they this good? Can they beat the Lakers?
Yeah, they can, because I don't think the Suns did anything that was, not repeatable. I think they played well, but there's guys on their team that didn't play all that well that should be better this next time out. Their best guys, they did things that are good, and they played really well, but it wasn't like they scored, 50 points, and you're like, well, that's not going to happen again. They played within the realm of what you look at and say, yeah, I can see that. Then, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton coming up that big again. So the Suns are a very good team. Really talented team. They have good functional depth. They're not going to overwhelm you, with 12 good players, but their 9-10 that they go to are really pretty solid. They know what they can expect from them. So I expect Phoenix to be right in this thing the whole way.
Who do you like, Keith, in the West? Ultimately, you got the Clippers tonight against the Mavericks. Clippers got to win this one, in my opinion, too. Who do we like in the West?
Yeah, the Clippers were my pick to come out of the Western Conference before the playoffs started. And if they lose tonight, it's, set up every, red alert that you can and, sound the alarms and everything else, because it's going to be here we go again with that team. And I still think they'll right the ship tonight. I think, they didn't use Kawhi on Luka at all. So I think, that's something that they'll go to this game, and that'll make it tough on Dallas to create offense and find things. But, yeah, I think the Clippers, have all the talent that they need to get to the NBA Finals. Whether or not they can, that's a whole other question. And I think that's where, it becomes, kind of, are they going to get there? And if they fall short again this year, and fall short especially in something like the first round, you're going to start to hear people mention, well, Kawhi's a pending free agent. And if he doesn't really like the way this went, could he look at go in a different direction, and that's the last thing you want if you're the Clippers.
Clippers underachieved last year, got beat by the Nuggets. And now tonight's a key one, late game against the Mavericks, down 1-0. Keith Smith, Yahoo Sports NBA writer, contributor. Find him on Twitter at Keith Smith NBA. Last one, Nuggets. They win last night. That series, I think, is going to go a long way. I don't know. What do you think, Blazers, Nuggets?
Yeah, I picked Denver in 7, and I think that's very much on the table. I think they both cause the other side problems. The Nuggets don't necessarily have the guards to keep up with the Blazers guards, who are very, very good. And on the flip side, the Blazers don't have the big men to keep up with what Jokic does, and then what Michael Porter Jr. can do, and those kind of things. So it's probably the biggest contrast in styles in this first round, because you've got Portland is trying to do it all from the perimeter through their 3 guards, and a little bit of Jokic thrown in. And then you've got Denver trying to play through Jokic and really kind of hammer them inside and take open jumpers when they get them. So it's going to be a fascinating series. I think it's going to go back and forth. I still think the Nuggets will win because I have that much faith in Jokic, but it wouldn't surprise me if Portland won this one.
Good stuff. I'm hoping the Nuggets, a lot of Nuggets fans out here want to see that. Keith Smith, NBA writer, Yahoo Sports, 3 big games tonight. Follow him on Twitter at Keith Smith NBA. Keith, always appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Y'all stay safe, you and yours.
Thank you very much. Keith Smith, good stuff. NBA writer, Yahoo Sports. Still rolling with the Clippers. I'm not so sure. I don't know what goes on with the Clippers. I don't know what goes on. Choked it away last year, up 3-1 on the Nuggets, and now they're down 1-0 against the Mavericks. There's some big games tonight. 3 massive games there. Celtics and Nets. I would love to see the Nets lose. That's just a tough go for the Celtics. Very tough go. And then you got Lakers, LeBron, the Lakers, and the Suns. Suns up 1-0. Didn't play outstanding to get that 1-0 lead. That's tonight. And the Mavericks Clippers as well. Mavericks trying to knock out the Clippers, go up 2-0. That could be massive tonight. Big games on the NBA docket. Getting set for big games for the Rapid City Rush. They're really, really big. The Rush need to win. They need Utah to lose. What's the story with this last playoff spot for the Rush? 5 games left. Head coach Daniel Tatral on the way next.
Your sports, your show. This is the Nate Brown Show on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
At Ace Steel and Recycling in Rapid City, our goal is to make recycling your materials so quick, so easy, and so profitable that you'll become a lifetime recycler. At Ace Steel and Recycling,
at Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires and the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair is your local hail damage repair specialist with over 20 years of experience restoring cars to their pre-hail condition. Don't lose 30% of your resale value by having a body shop repaint it. Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair offers better resale value, has quick turnaround, and includes a lifetime guarantee on their work. The guys at Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair are trusted locals with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, offering free estimates and are conveniently located downtown. Remember them when it hails.
So you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
It's Honda's certified Dream Deal sales event. Up to an additional 2 years, 50,000 miles comprehensive warranty, plus certified Hondas come with 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain coverage, free oil changes your first year, and 24/7 roadside assistance. See Denny Menholt Rushmore Honda for all the certified details. At Denny Menholt Auto Group, we buy cars. Did you know that vehicles are in high demand? Due to limited inventory, your vehicle has never been worth more. Stop by any of our Rapid City Denny Menholt dealerships and either sell or trade today. Located off I-90 on East Mall Drive. Drive in today.
Hi, this is David Brenneman with Coldwell Banker in Rapid City. Have you thought about buying your first home or maybe upgrading to a home that you will really love? Real estate is an important investment that you want to get right. I have been in the business of finding the right home for 15 years. To get started, contact me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044. Let's open the door to your new home and say hello to a goodbye with me, David Brenneman, at 415-0044.
Looking for a great place for a pregame meal that really satisfies? Or maybe you want a place to take your all-star after the game. Or you're looking for a place to enjoy a delicious meal while watching your favorite team on the big screen TV. Valley Sports Bar and Grill has all the bases covered for all those things and more. Top-notch, friendly, and attentive service. Wall-to-wall big screen TVs with all the big games. And the absolute best wings in Rapid City. Valley Sports Bar. Make it your place. 1865 Valley Drive, Rapid City.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Hey, Rapid City, it's Doug Gottlieb. Join me weekdays from 1 to 4 right here on 106.7 FM and 11:50 a.m. Fox Sports Rapid City. And now let's get you back to the Nate Brown Show, Rapid City's sports talk show.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show, South Dakota Sports Talk Show on a busy Tuesday. I'm interested in this piece with Will Ragatz coming up. Will Ragatz is the Minnesota Vikings writer for Sports Illustrated, SI insider for the Vikings. Positional rankings are out, so they ranked Justin Jefferson, wide receiver, Adam Thielen, wide receiver, Dalvin Cook, running back. They ranked these offensive skill players with how good they are compared to other players in the NFL. Where does Cook, where do these guys rank? We'll get into it. Will Ragatz, SI.com, Vikings insider. Former NFL front office man and scout, Dan Schonka on tonight. He's really good. Dan Schonka coming up in the Drive at 5. Hang on. Here's Daniel Tatro. He's the head coach of the Rapid City Rush. I'll tell you, it's been a fun season for the Rush. I will say that. Really competitive games, great support from the Rush fans here at home, and you got 3 more games here at home. 3 more games here at home this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday against Allen. 5 games total left as the Rush take on Allen on the road next week. So there's 5 games left. We got the head coach of the Rush on, Daniel Tatro. Coach, it's good to have you. How are you?
Oh, great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I appreciate it. So, I said this has been a fun season from my perspective. You guys competing, battling, grinding, and making it all the way down here to the end. Right here in contention, but it's going to be tough. How would you describe this season, just from your vantage point? I know you got 5 games left. How would you describe it?
Well, you said it best, Nate. Grinding. It's been a long year. It's been a grinding road here. I'm really proud of the guys, the effort they showed, especially in the last couple months here. We were one of the hottest teams in the league, and, it kind of caught up to us, playing a lot of games, and especially in Utah, losing those 4 games was heartbreaking for the guys. And, I know we put in a good effort against Indy or at home. We won the first 2 games and then lost a heartbreaker on the Saturday night with a minute and a half to go. And you're always scoreboard watching, too, at the same time, and you see Utah not losing any games. They've won 10 of the last 11, so it's always tough to catch those guys. And, guys have worked hard. We got 5 games to go. Like you said, we want to play hard. We want to play with a lot of pride. We want to play for that logo on the crest and play hard for the fans, too. They've supported us all season long, and, we want to finish strong these last 5 games, Nate.
I do want to ask you about this. A little bit shorthanded, right? Over the weekend, this last weekend, depleted anyway. Did that hurt?
It did hurt, and also we didn't get it really any help from our affiliate, the Coyotes. We didn't have any AAA guys all season. We're the top teams in our division had a lot of help, especially at the start of the year, and now at the end of the year with the American Hockey League season ending, they're getting a lot of guys back, and we didn't get anything from the Coyotes except for David Tendick, which I should say played phenomenal all season long, and he's going to play quite most of the last 5 games here in goal for us. So, we grinded, we gave it all we had, and again, we want to finish strong though this season.
This is Daniel Tatro, head coach of the Rapid City Rush. Basically, Coach, you're on that verge. Any win by Utah, are you out?
Yes, I believe so. So we got to win out, they got to lose out. So it's a tough task, but like I said, we'll take one game at a time and play hard, especially against Allen. It's always a good rivalry, so you want to finish strong with a good record.
Let me ask you about this weekend. You say we just got to play hard. We have to finish out strong. I guess that's your message to this team. How do you think this bunch will receive that last 5 games?
Well, they're going to work tremendously hard. I know Sunday was a tough one, losing 5-0. Fans might think it was uninspired or they quit. They didn't. I mean, you look at the scoreboards, you see Utah winning on Saturday, and then they beat Allen before we played on Sunday. So it was kind of deflating for the guys. There's a human aspect to it where it is tough on the guys because they've grinded so hard the last couple months. And like you said, we're without 4 of our top forwards in Bayless, Hedden, Garland, and Surtz the last couple weeks here, which makes it tough depth-wise. But we're going to keep working hard and play with some pride here. Okay,
let me ask you about this shift in this organization. Coach, you've been around hockey. You've been coaching here. We've been out of playoff contention with the Rush for a while, and you got this organization going, some new ownership. You got them in playoff contention really this last month or more. Do you feel like this organization is moving the right direction in all aspects?
Oh, it's been tremendous with the new ownership group and Inspire Hockey and our president, Todd Mackin, and the whole front office staff. They've done a tremendous job. The fan support has been great. But like I mentioned on the affiliation part, we're going to need a new affiliate if we're not going to get any help from the Coyotes. We develop players, but we do need help from the AAA standpoint. And so we're going to have some important meetings and phone calls this summer to try to get that right organization that will help the Rush in that aspect.
It is one of those things because you're pointing out some teams get some guys thrown into the mix here late. You guys don't. That makes a big difference. And when it comes down to it, you said it, your development league, but here at the end, these guys are trying to win something, no?
Yes, and we do need help, not only at the end of the season, but the whole season. So, like I said, we're going to try to find the right NHL organization that fits the needs that we need here in Rapid City, and we'll see what happens with that.
What was the best quality about this team, Coach? Last 3 home games, Rush Nation's coming out this weekend. What was the best quality about this team?
They never gave up, and they worked hard the whole season, and they never quit. We were in last place, Nate, after the first month of the season.
Yeah.
We got hit by COVID hard with sickness, and look at our record since. It was unbelievable. For 2 months, we were the best team in the league, like I said, with no American Hockey League help. So the fight was always there, and we never quit, and, I'm really proud of my guys in that aspect.
Well, that's how you played, Coach. I know that. I saw your career. That's how you played. Tough leader for the Rush. Daniel Tatrell's the head coach of the Rush. They need to win out. They need Utah to lose out. It's going to be a tough go. 5 games left, 3 at home. Allen comes in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is the last chance for the Rush at home to watch Rapid City's team this year. Some great players. Daniel Tatrell, head coach. Coach, good luck again. Finish out strong. I appreciate it.
Thanks again, Nate, for having me.
Appreciate it. Thanks for coming on. Daniel Tatrell's the head coach of the Rush. Tough leader. Tough-nosed, hard-nosed, hard-working team. I think the Rush are in good shape. I really do. I said we haven't had playoff contention hockey for a while. We haven't. They're starting to turn the corner here. I believe that. They've been in the mix. That's what fans want. A good team, a competitive team. They've really been that. Rapid City Rush head coach Daniel Tatrell on tonight. Allen again at home here Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just 5 games left. Rush can't afford a loss, and they don't want Utah to win either. So the perfect storm needs to happen. That'll be a tough go with 5 games left on the schedule. In the Drive at 5 here tonight. Okay, I want to get into this. DraftKings just came out with college football win totals. Oh, yes. Yes, I've been waiting for this. We've seen NFL win totals. Vikings, Broncos, Packers, Cowboys, all. Okay. Now we got college football win totals from DraftKings. Where are the Huskers? Where is Wyoming? Where's Notre Dame? Let's take a look at this schedule. 12 games in a college football season. What's the over-under win totals from DraftKings for your favorite college football team? We'll visit that. Also, a school that just went Division I. They're just transitioning to Division I. You know, they're going the other way. Everybody tells me, oh, you got to cut sports and drop down. No, this school's going from Division III to Division I, and they're going to get a payday in a few years. We'll tell you which university is going to get paid to play from Division III to Division I. That's on tap. And finally, I got to hit on this. I don't know if you're going to like this or not. Am I going to be able to make a good enough argument for this or not? I don't even know if I want to make this argument. I saw this story today. How do I feel about it? A high school football player, he's a senior. He's going to go play for the Texas Longhorns. He made a big decision today, and I wonder if he's setting a trend that you may hate. That's next.
You're listening to the only live and local sports talk show in the Black Hills. The Nate Brown Show on FoxSportsRapidCity.com and live on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Hey Black Hills, Boss Pizza and Chicken is now bringing you the best new sports bar in Rapid City. Grab your crew and check out the new Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar on North Lacrosse Street. Same great pizza, chicken, and food you love from Boss, and now a full-service bar with beer, wine, and liquor. Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar is a newly remodeled sports bar with TVs all around and a sports ticker dedicated to local and regional sports. This is the place for sports fans in the Black Hills. The new Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar in North Lacrosse and Rapid City. They're open early and open really late. Also with delivery at BossPizzaandChicken.com.
Black Hills Community Bank wants you to know that now may be the best time to refinance, purchase, or even build a brand new home. With rates this low, Black Hills Community Bank is well positioned to be your local partner. They are your home loans bank with local originators, underwriting, processing, and closings. They challenge themselves to close every loan on time. This may be the time to think about home ownership or refinancing with Black Hills Community Bank in Rapid City and Spearfish. Online at bhcbank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City. This is the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Collins Siding has been the region's premier window siding, door, and gutter installation specialist since 1974. They use only the highest quality materials and never compromise on their workmanship. Collins Siding is licensed, bonded, and their estimates always include labor, materials, and applicable permits and taxes. Collins Siding has been providing top quality service and exceeding high standards for over 45 years, and you can find out how by visiting them at 2016 Cherry Avenue. Collins Siding, 2016 Cherry Avenue, Rapid City.
Hi, this is Rihanna Wickett at Elevate Performance. We are ready to launch our summer sports performance camps, and now is the time to register the athlete in your family. If you want your athlete to run faster and jump higher, join us at Elevate this summer to get that edge. Our summer sports performance camps are open to boys and girls grades 6 through 12. Elevate Performance is ready to help our local athletes improve their strength, speed, agility, and more. Register today for the summer sports performance camp. Just visit elevateperformancesd.com.
Hey, it's Nate Brown for the Man Salon. Guys, we're all working hard. Some of us are stressed. We all need a little relaxation. That's where you go to the Man Salon. Get the full treatment. Great haircut, shampoo, head, shoulder massage, hot towel, in your own station. There's no place like it in Rapid City. And their stylists are wearing masks. So if you want to relax, get a great experience, you want the Man Salon on West Main or at Rushmore Crossing. Book your next appointment online at themansalon.net.
Hi, this is Dan Patrick. Remember to catch me weekday mornings from 7 until 10 a.m. right here on 106.7 FM and 1150 a.m. Fox Sports Rapid City. And now, back to Rapid City's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Hey, welcome back in. How you doing? Solid? It's always a great day in the Black Hills. We know that. We're live on Fox Sports Rapid City, the Nate Brown Show, your sports, your show. The Boss Pizzeria and Sports Bar. Sports Line Live for you, 720-1067. You can join the show there. Also, the Barron's Wilson text line, open and ready. Direct text the show. Be a part of the conversation. We'll read those as well. You can answer a question of the day. The Barron's Wilson text line, 720-1067. The Barron's Wilson listener text line for you. Question of the day, if you missed it in the first hour, a lot of people sounding off here. What do you think is really holding people back from becoming a sports official? We got sports officiating shortages here. Soccer, football, basketball. We got it, youth sports, high school sports. There's a missing generation of refs. There's older refs, then there's really young refs. The high school kids, maybe some college. And then there's a missing generation. The younger adults, people that are busy, are doing all sorts of things. We just had a listener text say, hey, I'd like to ref, but I do other things. The pay isn't great. So I ask you, what do you think's really holding people back from becoming a sports official in South Dakota? What do you think it is? 4 options. The pay, not enough time, no passion to do it, or the fan abuse. What do you think's really holding people back? 47% of you saying fan abuse at this point. 47%. That's the big answer. 18% say not enough time to commit to it. 18% no passion to do it. 17% say it's the pay. And that's interesting. I don't think the pay really factors in, maybe for some, but I don't think people are going to spend all that time reffing your kids for $60 or $80, whatever it is. Listener text coming in. If the fan abuse is so bad, listener text, maybe the refs should walk away and just end the game. That would send a message. Yeah, I haven't seen that quite yet, but I've heard about that. Let me know, 720-1067, the Barron's Wilson text line. What do you think is really holding people back from becoming a sports official in South Dakota? 47% of you right now saying the fan abuse. So I have to hit on this. Is this a trend that could happen in high school football? So we're seeing it in basketball. The elite, the best of the best, are doing their own thing in basketball, meaning the highly touted recruits. They've got plenty of options now in basketball. They've got NBA G League. They can get paid there. They can go overseas. They can go to universities. Okay, so these high schoolers now can even go to Overtime Elite, this new elite basketball league that I told you about, where they're paying guys upwards of $100,000 or more. High school kids now that will forego their last year of high school and enter, well, they say it's school and basketball. I'm going to say it's basketball and a little bit of school, potentially, financial literacy, things of that nature. That's Overtime Elite. So the basketball culture and process has gone that way. Younger and younger, you're going to go do this, specialize. You can go to this league, go to that league, get paid. You don't see that very often in football. You're still developing, needing to get stronger, needing to get older. Physicality is just not there for a lot of these kids. So there's a separation there between football and basketball until we see this story today. Jaden Blue is his name. He's a running back down in Texas. He's a high school football player. Jaden Blue just came out this afternoon saying he's going to go play for the Texas Longhorns. Steve Sarkisian, new head coach for the Longhorns, has a good player, right? So highly touted recruit. He's going to go play for the Texas Longhorns. Here's the kicker. You don't see it. You don't see it in football. He's going to skip his entire year of his senior year playing high school football for his team because he says, hey, I've got this opportunity. I'm already going to the Texas Longhorns. End of story. End of story. So I'm going to go play for the Longhorns. I'm not going to play my last year of high school football. He didn't say this, but he's saying, why would he? Why would he? I saw that coming in basketball a little bit. Younger and younger, I can go do this. I'm just going to bail out of high school altogether and go over here and make money, the whole thing. This kid's not going to go down that road, or the money road. He's just saying, I got a college football scholarship. I'm going to go play for Texas. I'm not going to play my senior year of high school football. I'm interested to see what the reaction will be from you, from the sports fans in general. Right now, people are wondering, here we go. You started seeing this leaking a little bit of what? Kids would play their final year, and then they wouldn't finish out the rest of the school year. You've been following this, right? So this isn't something that's off the wall where I play my final year of high school football, and then I skip the spring. I go earlier and earlier to go to my college to start spring football with them. No, now this kid, Jaden Blue, he said, forget, I'm not going to skip, just prom and then the spring and the whole thing. I'm going to skip the whole year. I'm not going to play high school football anymore. And when you think about the sport of football, injuries happen, things happen. Do you buy that this is okay? I'm a huge high school football guy. You got 1 year left. You're not going to get that year back, right? But it's easy for me to say. I don't have a full ride going to Texas and the whole story, and then something happens in my final year of high school. Do you buy that this is okay? New trend in high school football. It may happen. It started already at the spring. Now this kid's saying, I'm going to skip the whole senior year of football. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Hey, Nate, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. What's up, brother?
Right on. Well, so I'm okay with it, and I'll tell you why. I when I was in high school, if I had a full ride already locked up, I would have absolutely skipped my senior year, and especially if you're a running back. You know how short-lived those dudes are?
I know. I mean, I get it. See, that's what I say. I kind of argue for it, but I don't love it. I mean, we've all been high schoolers. You got 1 year left.
Yeah, and you got 1 year left, and most people, I would say on the whole, 99% of athletes don't do it. But that top 1% that they're on their way, they've already got a full ride. I'm okay with it for those dudes, but not if it's you might go to a D3 school somewhere, maybe. Take your glory where you can get it. But these dudes that are going to the NFL, if they don't get hurt, I'm totally okay with it.
Okay, I got you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for getting in. I just wonder. I think some people are going to say, yeah, it's okay. I think some people are going to say it's okay, while others are. I have a tough time with it. I'm telling you, it's okay. This guy's going to Texas. He says I'm opting out of my whole senior year. I don't love it. I believe in high school, play for your school, play for your teammates. They're relying on you. I mean, I believe in team stuff. I really do. But I'm old school. People say, oh, this is, you got to do what you got to do. You got to do what you got to do. So, of course, he's going to skip his senior year. Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
Well, I have no problem with the kid doing it. I mean, it's really more of a product of Urban Meyer and Nick Saban, pulling scholarships from these players, basically year to year. So you're playing for your scholarship on a yearly basis. So, if the kid's healthy and he's, playing well for his first year, maybe they'll offer him a true 4-year scholarship rather than just a play-as-you-go type of scholarship.
Yeah, that's interesting. And so you're okay with it. You're okay. High school kids say, hey, I'm out. Senior year of high school football, I'm out.
Yeah, I mean, if the NCAA changes their scholarship, program and makes it a true scholarship that the kid gets 4 years of education, or at least 3 years of education, then yeah, I'll have a problem with the kid skipping out on his senior year. But it's just a product of the coaches, always trying to find that edge and always trying to find the next best, quarterback or running back.
So why waste a year of, hey, I'm getting beat up, I'm getting this? Why waste a year? I'm going to just get ready and then and then go play my freshman year. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I appreciate it. Thanks for getting in. 720-1067 is our number on this Tuesday. Yeah, that's something you haven't seen in football yet. It's something you haven't seen yet in football much. But you see it here from a Texas high school football player who says, I'm out. His high school teammates are sitting there, come on, man. we were going to go win a state championship. And then the backup running back at his school's like, all right, I'm in. Thanks for calling. One more. You're live, and you go ahead.
Don't you think you'll miss out a year of actual playing time?
What do you mean? Well, I believe that. Yeah, I don't think that's, I don't want to poo-poo that too much. Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be playing football.
Let's be honest. Okay, he's not going to Alabama.
He's going to Texas.
He's not going to Ohio State.
He's going to Texas.
He's going to flipping Texas.
Oh.
Now let's think about this, Nate. No, Nate. When was the last time Texas finished in the top 15?
I'm just telling you. I think they might turn the corner. Hang on now.
Oh, Nate, you're still saying that about. What's that guy's name? Uncle Kid from Minnesota.
Here it is. Texas over/under wins is 8. 8-4. What are you saying?
8-4 ain't going to buy you nothing in the top 10, 15.
No. So it's 8.
I don't even think about Texas football anymore.
Oh,
I think Texas football. I think high school football. Okay, Nate, Texas, come on. Oh, I got a full ride to Texas. That's like going, hey, I got a full ride to South Dakota State.
Oh, come on. You're trying to.
You know what, Nate? There is no full ride at South Dakota State in any sport.
Football has a few. Yeah, they got some.
No, they don't.
Some.
You don't get a full ride.
They got some. You
got to show me proof. Put it on your website. Show me the proof. I'll buy you a lunch.
All right,
I'll
buddy.
buy you a good lunch.
Hang on a second. I already got lunch. Dodgers have won 7 in a row. They just swept the Giants, so I hope you're ready. They've won 8 now in a row, haven't they? I got 7, but I'm okay with 8.
I've seen that. Minnesota's even winning.
All right, buddy.
But honestly, why is Texas football? They didn't even finish in the top 20.
The deal
is in the top 20?
The deal is, can you skip your senior year of high school football? Can you skip your senior year? All right.
See, the guy that said you could, a couple callers ago, is the same guy that won't officiate a basketball game.
Oh, come on.
And is the same guy that's probably yelling from the stands.
Oh, yeah. Careful. This guy might get hurt. This kid might get hurt. He's a running back. Careful. He's a running back, right? This guy might get hurt. So he's going to skip his senior year. All right. Let me know what you think on that. 720-1067 on the Barron's Wilson text line as well. New trend for high school seniors. The star players already have their scholarship locked up. They're going to skip their senior year of high school football. I'd hate to see it. I mean, I hate to see it. Unfortunately, I understand it. I still hate to see it. Let's get Will Ragatz on next. Will Ragatz, Vikings writer, Sports Illustrated. We're going to go through the rankings here. Where is Dalvin Cook ranked at running back compared to other running backs in the league? Where's Adam Thielen? Where's Justin Jefferson? Okay? Where are these guys? We're going to get into that with Will Ragatz live next.
The Nate Brown Show.
Weather brought to you by Mickles Post Frame Buildings. Have you seen some of those never-ending building projects around the hills? Well, if you want your post frame building built with all the warranty...
We have all learned lately that our homes are our sanctuaries. And at Renewal by Andersen, many people invest in our windows to keep out the bitter cold. But they're often thrilled when it's blazing hot outside and their Renewal by Andersen windows are keeping their homes so cool, with much lower utility bills. Renewal by Andersen windows make life at home so much more comfortable, whether it's 10 degrees below zero or 100. We can't control outside, but we sure can inside. Invest in your home now with Renewal by Andersen. You'll be glad you did.
At Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, we let our customers do the talking.
Very well-maintained tire and speed shop, over-the-top service, and very reasonably priced. Need I say more?
Scott and crew at Terrell Tires have always gone over and beyond for us. Great prices for great tires. Also, anytime we've needed odd-sized tires for ranch equipment, Scott gets us what we need.
Great customer service. Spent plenty of time answering all of our questions, and the truck looks awesome with the new rims.
Terrell Tires in the Speed Center, 105 North Campbell Street, Rapid City.
Either way, there's deals on delicious beef Tuesdays or tacos happening all day. Tuesdays.
Swing by Taco John's for 99-cent tacos all day Taco Tuesday. Or order delivery from participating locations with the Taco John's app.
Cheer on the Rush as they play their last home games of the regular season. Friday, the Rush face off against the Allen Americans, presented by Billings Seafood Guys. Saturday night's game is Black Hills Night, presented by Live Hospitality. The first 250 fans will receive a giveaway from Live Hospitality. Throughout the game, there will be a live jersey auction featuring game-worn Arizona Coyotes themed warm-up jerseys, presented by Bud Light. Plus, don't miss the pregame tailgate starting at 4:30 with live music, interactive games, food trucks, and more. Sunday is Fan Appreciation Night, presented by Rush Mountain Adventure Park, where we say thank you to our fans. The first 750 fans will receive a team poster courtesy of Sid Contracting. Tickets are at RapidCityRush.com.
Danny Manholt Rapid Chevrolet buys cars. You heard that right. We don't just sell cars, we buy them too. We make cash offers to purchase local cars, trucks, and SUVs every day. Tired of listing online? Tired of messages? Or just tired of making payments? Whatever the reason, make an appointment at rapidchevrolet.com for a no-obligation appraisal. It's fast and free. When you're ready to sell, we're ready to buy. At Danny Manholt Rapid Chevrolet, Rapid City.
Where can you get surprisingly great rates on auto and renter's insurance? At State Farm. I'm State Farm agent Matt McCormick, and I'm your one-stop shop in Rapid City for protecting your car and your stuff for surprisingly great rates. So stop looking around. Call me, State Farm agent Matt McCormick, for surprisingly great auto and renter's rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Rapid City Sports Talk Show live on Fox Sports Rapid City. Thanks for locking it in tonight. Appreciate it. We've had some interesting conversations today. Some interesting conversations. You never know what's going to happen here. Everything's planned. Everything's spontaneous. See what I'm saying? Everything's planned. Nothing's scripted. You see what I'm saying? It's like the Shannon Sharp call with Julio Jones yesterday. Let's go every which way here. Okay, I've been following this guy, Will Ragatz, Vikings writer, Sports Illustrated. Find his work there, si.com. Follow him on Twitter at Will Ragatz. Talking Vikings, PFF did a ranking of all these good players on the Vikings. Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins. Where do they rank in the NFL at their position? And Will Ragatz gave his breakdown on it as well. Will joins us on the Nate Brown Show. Will, thanks for coming on. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure to come on and talk some Vikings with you.
Okay, I want to ask you about this breakdown. I'll start with Kirk Cousins. I've already hit on this. He's number 14 ranked quarterback. Number 14. I think he's a top 10 guy. It's borderline. I get picked on for that here on this show. People say, Kirk, he hasn't done enough. I think he's a top 10 guy. You just look at his numbers the last couple of years. Really, really solid. So he gets 14. Okay, so Kirk's at 14. There it is. Now I look at these other players. What did you think of Dalvin Cook being ranked as the number 2 running back in the NFL?
Well, I thought that was fine. I mean, some people are going to see that and think maybe that's a little high for Dalvin Cook. But when he's healthy and when he's playing, there might not be a better running back all around in the NFL. And we know what Derrick Henry has done. But Derrick Henry is a guy who's the best pure runner, just physical between the tackles with breakaway speed as well. But Dalvin Cook, if you combine his abilities as a runner, his vision, his explosiveness, all that, his ability as a receiver as well. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's up there, but I think you can put Dalvin Cook at number 2. The issue is he stayed healthy last year, but the injury concerns are still going to be a thing that's on people's minds. So that top 5 running backs with Henry, Cook, McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Nick Chubb, you can maybe even put Aaron Jones of the Packers in there. But you can order those in a lot of different ways, and I wouldn't argue with it too much. But I think Cook is one of the best in the league when he's healthy and when he's playing well.
That's a massive ranking. Number 2 running back in the league, according to PFF, Dalvin Cook. And then they go to the wide receiver, And I thought these were high rankings. Adam Thielen, we love Adam Thielen around here. Underdog guy, hard worker. People love Adam Thielen. Vikings fans love Adam Thielen. PFF has him ranked as the number 9 best wide receiver in the league. Are you in on that?
I am. I mean, I think it might be a tiny bit high for Thielen. The thing is, and I said this in the piece, you're not going to find a lot of lists of top receivers in the league that have Thielen that high. But PFF, what they do is they grade every single play of every single game, and they come out with a grade for each player for every game and then for the season. And Thielen has consistently done really well in that aspect, which tells you he's just an all-around really good receiver. He's great at route running, at separating off the line with his releases, at making contested catches. And he didn't have the biggest season last year, and he was hurt the year before that. So I think some people forget how unbelievably good he was in 2017 and 2018. But even last year, when he was overshadowed by Justin Jefferson, he had 14 receiving touchdowns, which is one of the best totals in the league. So even at age 31, I think he's a really, really talented receiver. And it wouldn't surprise me to see him bounce back and get over that 1,000-yard mark again this year.
Vikings writer SI.com, Sports Illustrated, Will Raggett's on the Nate Brown Show, breaking down some pretty high rankings by PFF of these position players. Dalvin Cook, number 2 running back. Adam Thielen, number 9 wide receiver. And then here's the deal. So are you buying Justin Jefferson, the rookie, the number 10 best wide receiver? Is Jefferson better than Thielen? No or yes?
That is the question that a lot of people have been talking about. And we can even date back to prior years, 2019, people had the Diggs or Thielen debate, which one's better. The lucky thing I'll say for Vikings fans is you got both of them on your team. You don't have to choose. But if I'm going to choose one, I'm going with Justin Jefferson. And I think this year, 2021, I think last year even, Jefferson was better. There was a reason why he produced more than Thielen on a per-game basis. He had 1,400 yards. Thielen had like 920. I just think Jefferson has a little bit of a dimension to his game that Thielen doesn't have, with his breakaway speed, his just shiftiness in his routes. Thielen is a fantastic player, and you can see they're right next to each other. PFF has them both as top 10 guys. But the thing with Jefferson is, if you truly believe that what he did last year can be replicated, then he should maybe be in the top 5, not number 10. Because he was 4th in yards last year. He was number 2 behind only Devontae Adams in both PFF grade and yards per route run, which is a metric I like, because that tells you every time you run a route, not even just get targeted, every time you run a route, how many yards are you generating. So that's a great efficiency metric. He was number 2 in the league, behind only Devontae Adams. He was elite last year in really everything that he did. So the question is, can he do it again? Can you prove it? Can you show that, hey, this wasn't a one-year flash-in-the-pan thing? And I absolutely think he can. It'll be interesting now because teams are going to be focusing on him. I think they're going to come in to each week game planning for Jefferson as the number 1. And they'll obviously pay a lot of attention to Thielen as well. But he's younger, and he's only going to get better in theory, whereas Thielen is on maybe the wrong side of his prime. So if I need one for this year, give me Jefferson. But it's close.
Some high rankings for the Vikings offensively. And I'm going to ask you, Will, is this a top 10 offense? It was good last year. It really was. Is this a top 10 offense?
I think it is. I think if the big thing is you need everybody to stay healthy, because the depth really isn't there. And by that, I particularly mean Kirk Cousins needs to stay healthy, which hasn't been an issue for him in his career. Dalvin Cook needs the most. So you can survive with Alexander Mattison for a few games, but if Cook's out for a whole year or something, that could be damaging. And then you need Jefferson and Thielen to stay healthy, because the depth at receiver just isn't there. Then you're talking about guys like B.C. Johnson and Chad Beebe and maybe even the rookie Amir Smith-Marset. So if all those guys stay healthy, I mean, this was a top 10 offense last year. You look by most metrics, it was top 10. They were number 4 in total yards. That's not the greatest metric, because there's some garbage time stuff. But this was a top 10 offense last year, and I think it will be again if all those key skill position guys stay healthy, especially when you look at the addition of Christian Darrisaw and Wyatt Davis, the 2 rookies on the offensive line, who I think will both be starting from day one.
Wow. That could be a big thing if you got 2 starters out of that draft. Will Ragatz here on the Nate Brown Show, SI.com, Vikings writer. Find him on Twitter at Will Ragatz. Danielle Hunter, not at OTAs. Some people are saying that's not a big deal, but is Danielle Hunter looking for a big contract? What's going to be the story with Hunter? He was out all last year. Now he's not at OTAs.
Well, it's a fascinating story with Hunter, and it started last fall when it was announced that he was going to have the season-ending neck surgery for the herniated disc in his neck. And there was a report that Hunter wanted a raise, and he wanted to become one of the highest-paid defensive players in the league, or he might want to be traded. Now, that died down a little bit. It resurfaced again a couple months ago with some rumors and some reports. And then we haven't really heard about it since then. But not at OTAs to start, which isn't too surprising. It's a voluntary thing. But he's really the only notable guy who isn't there from what we've seen from the videos that the teams are posting. I'll actually be able to be there tomorrow to check out their OTA practice. But not a major issue right now, but absolutely something to keep in mind going forward. If he's not there for, say, mandatory minicamp in mid-June and even into training camp in July, August, then that starts to become a very notable situation. And Hunter has a right to want to be paid more, I believe. He signed this deal prior to the 2018 season that you can say he shouldn't have signed at the time, but at the time it was a fine deal. All he did then was in 2018 and 2019 become one of the best pass rushers in the NFL at back-to-back 14.5 sack seasons. So he deserves to be paid a lot more than what he's making. A lot of defensive ends who aren't quite as good as him have been getting a lot of money, and he isn't on that level in terms of what he's being paid. So I understand where his frustration is. But the thing is, does he have the leverage to demand a new deal when he's under contract for 3 more years and he's coming off missing an entire season with a pretty serious neck injury? If I'm the Vikings, I don't know if I'm willing to give him that major raise until I see, okay, he's still the same guy he was before this injury. So it's a fascinating thing from both sides because they need him for that pass rush. They got almost nobody else on that pass rush right now that's a proven guy who can get after the quarterback. But how much leverage do they have? How much leverage does Hunter have? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that going forward.
Will Ragatz, he's going to be at media availability there with the OTAs. They let the media in tomorrow. Look out. Will Ragatz, Vikings writer, SI.com. Last quick one. The odds are out here on first NFL coach to be fired this year. Mike Zimmer, the 5th best odds to be the first NFL coach fired this year. 5th best odds. He's in the top 5. You buying that?
Yeah, that's another thing I was looking at today, and I'm not sure I completely buy it. I get that Zimmer is on somewhat of a hot seat, and Rick Spielman is as well. I mean, they're kind of tied together.
Got to be playoffs. Got to be a playoff team, right?
Yeah, I think it's got to be a playoff team because that would, if they don't make it, that would be the first time missing in 2 straight years under Zimmer. And there really aren't going to be any excuses this year. I mean, went out and signed some major names for on the defensive side of the ball in free agency. They're getting guys back from injury. They had added to the offensive line. You got to make the playoffs this year and maybe even win a game or 2 there. So I don't know. If my thinking is that this team is too good, too talented roster-wise to be truly awful. And so if they miss the playoffs by a little bit, then maybe he gets fired at the end of the year. It would surprise me if they were so disastrous that Zimmer ended up being the first coach fired or even fired mid-season at all. That hasn't happened since Brad Childress in 2010, and that team was a whole mess. So if he's fired at the end of the year after missing the playoffs, that wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think it'll happen mid-season.
5th best odds to be the first NFL coach fired this year. Mike Zimmer, 10-1 odds. Will Ragatz, good work today. SI.com, interesting breakdown, and he'll be at OTAs for the Vikes tomorrow, and Danielle Hunter won't be. That story will continue. Will, great stuff. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Vikings writer, SI.com, Sports Illustrated here on the Nate Brown Show on Fox Sports Rapid City. Will Ragatz on Twitter at Will Raggets. All right, so what are you buying? What are you buying? I love these odds. First NFL coach to be fired this year. Top 5, here it is. Mike Zimmer, 5th best odds to be that guy. Mike Zimmer. John Gruden, 4th best odds to be that guy. They're not going to fire John. Are you crazy? John's got it made in the shade at the Raiders. I mean, made in the shade. Massive contract, massive personality. John Gruden is Las Vegas. I mean, this team could just go along, get a win here, get a win there. I mean, people love John Gruden. John Gruden, 4th best odds to be the first NFL coach fired? No way. 3rd best odds to be first coach fired. Matt Nagy with the Bears. Okay, I could get into that. Nagy was on the hot seat last year. Okay, then they made the playoffs somehow, some way, and he's good. He's good, right? But he's kind of always been on the hot seat there in Chicago. Big market, they're tough fans, tough media market. Matt Nagy, 3rd best odds. Here we go. Here it is. All you guys want to know, here it is. Vic Fangio, 2nd highest odds to be the first coach fired. Poor Vic. They can't find a quarterback for Vic. They just can't find a quarterback. And Vic's going to be the one to go. We got the old carousel going in Denver. Fire the coach, fire the quarterback, fire the coach. Now fire the quarterback again. We just keep the carousel going. Wow, why can't we win consistently? Well, we got to get a new coach. No, we need a new quarterback. No, it's a new coach. Yeah. So Vic Fangio, first NFL coach to be fired this year, 2nd highest odds. Number 1 on the list, best odds to be the first NFL coach fired this year out today, Mike McCarthy with your Dallas Cowboys. Oh, it's such high expectations for the Cowboys, right? And Mike is never going to reach them. Just never going to reach them. I'm okay with the Cowboys this year. I was last year, too, and the wheels fell off. Dak getting hurt, end of story. I think the Cowboys might be in the mix. Might be. See how I work that? We're coming back with Dan Shonka, former NFL scout, worked with the Eagles, worked with Washington. What's his breakdown on how he would deal with these players today that demand trades, that want to go here, want to go there? What is Dan going to tell us? He's been in the middle of this. Dan Shonka, former NFL scout, next.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, streaming live at FoxSportsRapidCity.com and right here on 106.7 FM and 1150 AM Fox Sports Rapid City.
Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair is your local hail damage repair specialist with over 20 years of experience restoring cars to their pre-hail condition. Don't lose 30% of your resale value by having a body shop repaint it. Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair offers better resale value, has quick turnaround, and includes a lifetime guarantee on their work. The guys at Rapid City Paintless Dent Repair are trusted locals with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, offering free estimates and are conveniently located downtown. Remember them when it hails.
Ever since Barron's Wilson Funeral Home first opened their doors in Rapid City 140 years ago, they have continued to make personal service their #1 priority. In your time of grief, they offer a personal touch by being at your side through every step of the funeral process. They answer difficult questions and guide you toward other professional services you may need. See for yourself the wide variety of services they can provide for you by visiting their website at barronswilson.com.
Hello everyone, this is Todd Singh with Singh Contracting. I'm here to remind you it's time to get that roof done. So what are you waiting for? Give us a call today. We'll give you our own estimate, separate from insurance, so you can make sure they're taking care of you. Call today, 343-ROOF. That's 343-7663. Or visit us at singhcontracting.com. Don't delay, call today. Bye!
This is the story of Ted. Ted didn't play the lotto with everyone else at the office. Jackpot? Ha! Ted laughed. Sure, it's fun to dream, but you're never gonna win. Until they did. Guess who still works at the office? Ted. Guess who doesn't? Everyone else. Don't be a Ted. You've got a lot to win. Give yourself a chance. play lotto games from the South Dakota Lottery today. Good fun. Must be 18 to play. Please play responsibly.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service, and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show. Glad to have you on board. Thanks for listening live. However you listen, 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City. Get us there. 5-state region on 1150 AM. Also crystal clear, 106.7 FM here in the Black Hills. Anywhere on YouTube, bring up the show. The Nate Brown Show. Find us on YouTube and live in-studio camera feed there. And on Twitter, at Nate Brown Show. You can get us on your phone. Easy to do. So plenty of access opportunities for you to check out the show and the podcast if you miss us live. You got activities going on. You have a life to live, okay? Well, we have a podcast. We put it up every night, every show, every guest. The Nate Brown Show podcast available where you get your podcasts and listen at your own convenience. Dan Shonka's on tonight. Haven't talked to him since the draft. Former NFL scout. He's now running the show, OurLads.com. OurLads.com. It is Dan Shonka back on the Nate Brown Show. Dan, how are you?
Real good, Nate. It's been a little while now since the draft is over. Got a chance to decompress a little bit, visiting out west here, and we're in Arizona, and love it. And but then we'll head back to Iowa and get back to work.
Okay, you got to get out of that desert heat. Right? You got to get out. How is it? Is the heat hitting you?
No, I tell you what, Nate, it's been beautiful since we've been here about 10 days, I think. And no, the highest I think it ever got up to might have got up to 96 today, but most of the time in the mornings it's beautiful, 70 degrees, and then it gets up, mid afternoon it will get in the mid 80s, high 80s. But I think this is unusual for Arizona right now. But it's not. The heat has been absolutely zero problem.
You'll take it. That's good. You worked hard leading up to the draft. I want to ask you about the draft. You work hard on the draft and breaking down players. Which quarterback do you think is going to have the best career? Can you tell, Dan? I mean, it's hard because they go to this team. It matters which organization you go to, the system, the whole thing. Which quarterback's in good shape out of those top picks?
I'll tell you what, Nate, you're exactly right. It depends where they go, who's coaching them. I've seen good quarterbacks or good players at any position is absolutely taking steps backwards from where we saw them in college, and because of who coached them, the scheme they're in, fussing with the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach. They have no coordination on what they're doing, but, we saw that in Baker Mayfield, at Cleveland, for instance. He was the most accurate quarterback that I'd seen in probably 30 years. He just could throw BBs, and then, first year he ends up being, NFL Rookie of the Year. Then the next year, it's like, where's Baker, So, yeah, you're exactly right. I think that, if these guys can be brought along, but we know that doesn't happen. Trevor Lawrence he should be, have the best career, but I think the most accurate quarterback and a guy with the best synapse, getting that from the brain to his hand, seeing stuff, getting it out quickly is Mac Jones, and he was actually the fifth of the five that were taken. But if he didn't go to San Francisco, he went to the best spot that he could. I think New England is just an excellent spot for him, and that's the thing. Hey, he didn't care if he went third or if he went 15th, but he knew he went to the right spot. So, I think Trey Lance. I saw Trey live. A year, not this last fall, but the fall before. With North Dakota State, and he's a man. He's just you just got to get some experience, but he's a terrific player. I really worry about the durability, of Zach Wilson, and the market that he's in. I just, I might be 100% wrong, but I think he's going to struggle the most of all the quarterbacks, and I think Justin Fields maybe could be the savior for the Chicago Bears, at least right now, I know the fans think he is. So, I think that there's some talent in all those spots. But again, hey, who's going to block? You got the blocking up front. You got a defense to help you. You got some receivers who are going to catch the ball. He's going to drop it. I saw Joey Harrington when he came out of Oregon. He threw BBs too, and he was a tremendous college quarterback. Goes to Detroit. I was very disappointed what Steve Mariucci did with him out there, and the receivers are dropping balls all the time. After they spent 3 number ones on receivers, all they just dropped the ball. So, but anyway, hey, you got to have receivers who can catch, and you got an offensive line that can block.
Do you think, Dan, we'll see Trey Lance this season? I wonder. I think they're going to roll with Jimmy Garoppolo. I do, but fans, media, they always clamor for the new guy, Trey Lance. Man, let's see what he can do. Are we going to see Trey?
I don't think so unless, unfortunately, Jimmy Garoppolo, who I loved at Eastern Illinois, and we had him actually in the Shrine Bowl game down there. I got him down to that game, and he was tremendous that week and ended up being a second-round draft choice. But he just, durability. The odds are he's going to get hurt, and then Trey Lance will probably get his chance to go in. But,
But only if he gets hurt, you think? You don't think you're going to see Trey? Okay.
No, I don't think so, Nate. I think it's got to be, it's got to be a situation where, you should salt him away. And see, one thing right now, when you got guys like Kyle Shanahan out there that, he's not really going to do, fire him with a 7-year contract. I don't think so right now. But anyway, he's going to be able to salt him away and bring it along if he wants to.
Dan Shonka, former NFL scout, he's at OurLads.com. He's here on the Nate Brown Show. I do want to get your reaction. You work with front office folks in organizations. The situation in Green Bay here. It comes out last night, Aaron Rodgers' comment with Kenny Mayne, saying it's about philosophy, maybe forgetting it's about people that make things go. It's about character and culture. It's about doing things the right way. What's your overall reaction to Aaron's not the only one, players now saying and kind of dictating what front offices do?
Well, I think that Aaron has a legitimate argument about, putting players around him, get that speed receiver out there, or, get the guy in the slot that can run 4-3 for me, because he's got the outside receivers. But players have to remember that coaches coach and players play and administrators administrate, and the fans are fans. So, he just got to shut his mouth and play, and he's a great player. And I don't know if it's really as blown up as much as, the media blows up everything. Everything negative is always highlighted. The positive things are always low-lighted. We see that across the country in everything we do. And I think that, Aaron's probably going to end up being in Green Bay, and he's going to go out and be, most valuable player, talent that he is, and so as long as he's got some blocking up front. But I think he's got a legitimate argument that, hey, how bad do you guys really want to win here? Because it doesn't look like with some of the drafts they've had, it hasn't, given you the ability, or given you the anything to jump up and down about.
This is Dan Shonka live from Arizona. Dan, I'm going to let you have a little more vacation, all right? Enjoy your time. Sure appreciate you coming on talking draft and NFL. We'll talk to you again. I appreciate your time.
You bet, Nate. So long now. Thanks.
Thanks a lot. Dan Shonka, former NFL scout. The site, OurLads.com. He's on Twitter at OurLads_Shonka, former NFL scout for the Eagles and Washington. It's interesting. Wanted to get his take on the Aaron Rodgers thing and, how the front office deals with players and the whole thing. That was the big thing out of the Aaron Rodgers thing. You heard it here all day, so we weren't going to spend all show talking about it. Saying it's about character, it's about culture, it's about doing things the right way. So nothing surprising. Aaron was basically just telling you he's not a big fan of the leadership. Okay? That's what we heard in the reports, and that's what he said last night on Kenny Mayne's last Sports Center. Who's hot and who's not is next. We wrap up the Tuesday show. The Josh Allen stat that'll just make your day. My guy, Josh Allen from Wyoming. Hey, he's in my Who's Hot category. How about that on a Tuesday? Don't miss the stat. And by the way, the Who's Not, what's the over-under on win totals for the Huskers? Oh, boy. That's next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Today on Hey Culligan, softer equals better. Here's a tweet from Ed Itchy in Idaho. Hey Culligan, my laundry is so scratchy I just cut myself on a cable knit sweater. Any suggestions? Hashtag send help. Hey Ed Itchy in Idaho. Yes, the Culligan high efficiency water softener will make that thing so soft it'll go from cable knit to cable knot. Itchy. Hashtag soft laundry. Hashtag already on the way. Have your softener inspected for peak performance for $39.
Go to blackhillsculligan.com.
Here at Pizza Ranch, we believe in happy accidents, like in 1964, when a Buffalo, New York restaurant owner accidentally bought chicken wings instead of chicken necks. The 60s were a crazy time. Well, decades later, and the mistake-turned masterpiece is now at Pizza Ranch. Introducing our new traditional and boneless chicken wings, tossed in our signature sauces. 2 more ways to get the country's best chicken available for carryout and delivery. Maybe it wasn't an accident after all, just delicious fate. Pizza Ranch. Mmm.
Broadcasting from the Anytime Auto Sales, Service and Detail Studio. Sales, service, and side-by-sides. This is Fox Sports Rapid City.
Welcome back in the Nate Brown Show. Who's hot and who's not on a Tuesday night, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch. PizzaRanch.com for the new wings. You hear about these new wings? Have you hit the new wings? Really enjoy the new wings. Traditional, boneless, great sauce. PizzaRanch.com. Carry out or delivery. PizzaRanch.com. Who's hot? Here's just a little stat nugget for you. Just a little stat nugget. Josh Allen has 25 rushing touchdowns since 2018. Okay? Some of you believe me that Josh Allen's a great player. Some of you are still doubting my guy Josh Allen from Wyoming with the Bills. Josh Allen has 25 rushing touchdowns since 2018. That's more than who? Ezekiel Elliott? Yes, the running back for the Cowboys. The superstar, right? The superstar. He has more than Ezekiel Elliott, more rushing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson, MVP Lamar Jackson, he's the runner, right? More touchdowns than Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, and Leonard Fournette. Over the last 3 years, Josh Allen has 25 rushing touchdowns, leading those players. Interesting nugget. Take that one with you, free of charge. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category, the over-under win totals are out. Just a couple I want to hit for you in the Who's Not category. I'm sorry. DraftKings sets the number for the Huskers. The Huskers are going to go 6 wins. 6 wins. The Gophers are at 7 wins. The Huskers are at 6 wins. Would you go over or under on that, DraftKings? What are you going to bet on that in Vegas? Over 6? Under 6 for the Huskers? I don't like that number. Notre Dame sitting at 9. 9 wins for the Irish. Even Northwestern, who lost quite a bit, they're at 6.5. Northwestern 6.5. The Iowa Hawkeyes at 8.5. The Huskers at 6 for Scott Frost and crew. The lowest over-under win total, UNLV, 1.5. Imagine going into a season. Hey, guys, DraftKings just came out with the win totals. The projected, we're the lowest in the country. 1.5 wins. Let's go out there and get them. Running Rebels. Not the Running Rebels, just the Rebels. 1.5 wins for the UNLV. Go Pokes in the Mountain West. Wyoming. Oh, it's a double hitter in my Who's Hot. The Pokes are at 8.5. 8.5 wins in the Mountain West. Hey, we're back with baseball tomorrow. The Nate Brown Show out